What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Duran Duran as we continue our journey through their singles and B-sides. And we're going to listen to a single from the Liberty era for the first time. We're going to listen to the Violence of Summer single, and I noticed there's like a half dozen different versions of the track. Wasn't quite sure what one to listen to, but as someone who has often, heard music through the prism of stories, whether that's like a proper narrative or whether that's just more of a visual story or like a scene setting. But even in music that doesn't have lyrics, like techno or trance, my brain is constantly telling itself stories when I hear sounds in the form of music. So bottom line, I felt like the story mix would be a decent place to start, but I don't really know what to expect based on that title. I'm not really expecting it to have like a long spoken word section necessarily. Bottom line, I feel like that would be a notable departure from the song, the original version. So yeah, bottom line, not sure what to expect. Perhaps just a re-editing based on, some sort of genre or style, whether it's like a dance floor oriented tune. There's one that's called the rock mix, so I assume that one is indeed oriented more toward a guitar driven sound and sort of a typical pop rock song. Not typical in the sense of being unimaginative or uncreative, but typical in terms of having a sound that is associated with the pop umbrella label. The story mix doesn't really suggest something in the same way, so we'll have to see what it is, but let's get it. This is Duran Duran, Violence of Summer, and the subtitle, of course, is Love's Taking Over, and this is the story mix. Oh!
So the girl was standing there in the sun, in the late evening English summer sun, standing in the dirt, in the grease,
I guess
in
that
the
was
sun,
wrong.
in the dirt, in the grease, in the sun. He saw her standing there, and she looks him, and she looks into him, and she looks into his face, in the dirt, in the sun. Come on, son.
Oh.
Ain't you gonna show me nothing but surrender? And he knows. And he knows.
Like Garage House.
Yeah, he knows there's nothing else he can do. And so he walks away. And he's walking out down by the cool, fly riverbed in the heat and the late English summer sun.
Constant ping percussive layer.
Step and another smack on the metal tree. She's hot. Then later on that evening, the men were in a circle, was drinking and swearing and cursing and breaking their balls in a sugar shack, in the hot metal sugar shack, and the music playing, and the music playing on and 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 on. Hey man, I'm just gonna get outside because I can't take this no longer. Hey China,
It feels like musical poetry. It's not quite fully spoken, but it's not really properly sung either. It's in between.
come on, let's get it. Come on, give it to me.
It feels like spoken word set to music. I'll admit that scream layers of music.
I've got to know you, I've got to know you, and I've got to know you now. Yeah, I get to know you. Come on, let me take you out of here.
It's interesting, it's like a dance feel, but with that bass line, even though it's sort of a syncopated beat, it made me feel It reminded me of some like garage house tunes I heard like when I got into rave parties. It was never a genre I really followed, but some of the hard house I listened to was made by people who also made tracks in that style. It sort of had that feel a little bit. But yeah, it's interesting. You know, it's like again, it's another musing where I feel like I went entirely in the wrong direction. I was like, nah, it's probably not going to be with like spoken word vocals where he's telling a story. But yeah, it seemed to be pretty much exactly what it was. Like I said, not like full spoken word. It was sort of like sung spoken. But as I said, it sounded less like a song with lyrics and more like spoken word set to lyrics or set to music, I mean. So yeah, an interesting tune. I'd be curious to hear, you know, some of the other versions, like the rock remix. I imagine is going to sound perhaps a little bit closer to the original than that one did there. But yeah, an interesting tune. Had sort of a breakdancing feel in terms of the percussion, you know, especially the beginning. It felt like, again, I should put on a bandana, get out the cardboard like slat, and just start pop locking. But ultimately, you know, I think I do prefer the original to that version, but I am curious, as I said, to hear some of the other ones. So if there's any of the, again, there's like a half dozen of them, if there's any of the remaining ones that you think would be particularly good to check out, do let me know. But yeah, let me know what you think about this one as well. I will see you next time. Peace.